Okay, case 36 is basically just, as it says, you're doing a financial analysis of this company's financial statements to see whether the bank should continue to loan the company money, or if the bank's in trouble right now, or if they do as well as the company predicts in the future, should the bank then continue to loan them money. I'm probably going to do a couple of videos, one on the case itself here, and then I'm going to do some on the tables that I posted. So make sure you go to Blackboard and look at the case 36 tables and use those in answering the majority of the questions and filling out the tables as it explains. You'll basically be doing common-sized financial statements. If you're not sure what that is, look it up. You can find it anywhere, and I'll explain it later when I go to the tables. And then do some ratio analysis, just kind of simple ratio analysis, comparing the ratios and see how the company stands right now and how they predict they'll do in the future. And then a big part of it too is doing pro forma statements. And pro forma statements are just projected statements, right? Where you're going to, based on certain assumptions, you're going to project what you think the company's balance sheet and income statement and ratios will look like in the future. To do this part, it is vitally important for this case that you read all this stuff. It gives you a ton of information in here about their current state and about certain limits they have. Here's the Altman Z-score, that becomes important. And then even on down here to the next page, it just goes through all kinds of different assumptions and gives you different information. So make sure you read all this, because all the stuff that it talks about in here is going to be used in doing the pro formas, especially because pro formas again are projected statements. So a lot of this stuff talks about, like down here, what they project their sales will be in the coming years and what they think their cost of goods sold will be in the coming years. So like I said, it's really important you read all that and taking all this information into account. First question is to complete the 1992 columns of tables 3 through 6. Don't worry about the projected data for 93 and 94. You're just doing columns 3 through 6, and these are the common size statements basically. And I'll get into what the common size statements are when I get into the tables. Question 2 is just based on your answers to question 1 and the numbers you got, based on the common size statements, analyze the common size statements, analyze the key group of ratios, and all you need to say is, point out the strengths and weaknesses. Again, if you need to look up some ratio analysis, you can do that, of course, to find out, what ratios mean what, and if it's good for a ratio to be high or good for a ratio to be low, and on the common size, if it's good to have a large percentage of a certain asset or whatever. Don't worry about doing the DuPont equation. I don't know if you guys have ever done that before. You may have, but I'm just not going to worry about it for now. And 3, all 3 says is based on your answers to 2, the strengths and weaknesses. As of this point, as of 1992, not looking at the projected statements yet, should the bank continue to loan Garden State money? Is the company in a good situation? Do its ratios look good? Do its common size statements look good? So that the bank should continue to loan the money. And don't just say yes or no. Kind of explain why. See, explain why it's yes or no. And then question 4 has you complete the pro forma statements, which are basically the table 1, the balance sheet for 93 and 94, table 2, the income statement for 93 and 94, and then over on table 6 it has the ratios that you complete for 93 and 94. So basically this has, based on all the information given in the case above, and then also make sure you read this. Even the question itself gives you some vital information about assumptions to make with regards to getting the loan, regards to if they're going to pay dividends or not, and things like that.